This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code GOLFSGPN. Get all the SGPN picks and props for free with SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps. Circa Million. Thank you, no ball. You have to enter Circa's football contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. No rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money will go to the prize pool. Circa Million. Sweat 5 teams against the spread, and there's even the Circa Grandissimo $100,000 Survivor contest. You must register in person at the Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. Great excuse for a Vegas trip. So sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And then finally, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every single sport. They accept customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code GOLFSGPN, 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code GOLFSGPN. We're back. Final pot of the week, the DFS picks leading up to this 2025 Open Championship from Royal Portrush. It's been a great week here in Ireland. The views are immaculate. I'm looking at some island. I don't know what island it is, but I'm looking at some island, and it's pretty nice. The rain's coming down, but we're here. We got the DFS board pulled up. I sadly cannot log into DraftKings because my account was getting all draxed up since we're in Ireland or Northern Ireland. Sorry. But here's the DFS board. Scotty, Rory, Rahm, Bryson are the four golfers above 10K. And if we got to pick one of them, who are we going to go with? I think there is no way to avoid world number one this week. I think he's going to be in the conversation. I think this is his best chance to get it done on a links course. Whether he doesn't get it done, I believe that Scotty is going to be firmly in the mix come Sunday afternoon. And at 14-2, you're paying the hefty price for it. But there's a world where you can build with that 14-2 because there's a 5K range this week. So up here is Scotty is my pick for sure. And from there, the guys I'm going to fade is Bryson. And then that leaves Rory and Rahm. If I have to pick someone else in this range, Rory and Rahm, I feel like they're splitting hairs because I think there's good and bad with both of them. And with that being said, I think it has to be Rahm just because of the price. He's $1,100 cheaper. If you want to build with that Rory, you have a lot more room than if you're going with Scotty. But it's at the end of the day, I'm going with Rory over everybody. Scotty over everybody. It's Scotty 14-2, and then I can build with the 5K from there. But if I have to rank this range, it is Scotty number 1, Jon Rahm number 2, Rory number 3, Bryson number 4. Let's go to the 9K range where Xander Schauffele leads us off at 9.7, down to Bob Mack at 9K. Only 4 guys in this range. So, 5 guys in this range. We have Ludwig at 9.1. Definitely a really interesting range. I'm guessing Tommy Fleetwood's going to be the chalkiest guy at $9,500, followed by Lowry at 93. And while I like those guys, I don't think they're absolute locks. I think they make sense for the golf course. And if I had to pick one of them, it would probably be Lowry just because he's priced a little bit cheaper. You could say Shane is in a bit better form, but Tommy's in a bit better form, but Tommy will probably be higher owned than Shane. And if he's higher owned and more expensive, I'm going to go with the other bullet in Shane Lowry at $9,300. Xander Schauffele 9.7 I don't think is a bad play, but I probably if I'm going with Scotty, I'm not going to be able to afford him. I'd rather go with Shane or Tommy. And then down at the bottom, Ludwig and Robert McIntyre. If I have to pick one of them, it's probably Ludwig. I don't think Ludwig's going to win this week, but there's no world in which he can't play well. The iron play has turned around. It's finally good and consistently good. This is now 4 or 5 straight weeks where the iron play has been consistently green and significant strokes in the right category. So I like Ludwig. I'm concerned with Bob Mack. I didn't like his performance at the Scottish Open. And if you're not playing well there, you're not going to be able to just figure it out on a course like this where you really got to hit your spots. So if I have to rank this range, I'm going to go in terms of ownership and price. I'm going to go with Shane number 1, Tommy number 2, Ludwig 3, Xander 4, Bob Mack 5. 8 8K range, we have Tyrrell Hatton 8-9 all the way down to Brooks Koepka 8K. I'll start at the bottom of this range, down towards the bottom. I think it's just a great price for Patrick Cantlay. He's $8,100. You could build with that. He could be a third man in for if you build correctly, not correctly, if you depending on how you build, he could be a third man in your lineup at $8,100. And although Patrick Cantlay might not have a winning ceiling, he has a complete game across the board and can surely contend at the top 5. This is a very interesting major venue that doesn't quite ask the questions of most major venues we've seen the last decade. So Patrick Cantlay hasn't had the best major record, but we're getting a unique design, and I think that could fare into Patrick Cantlay's strength. So I think at the bottom of this 8K range, he's my pick. Then towards the top of this 8K range, we have Hatton at 8-9, Colin Morikawa 8-7, JT 8-5, and then Victor Hovland's also at the bottom at 8-3. I don't know why I would go up $600 more for Hatton when I could go with Vic at 8-3. Yeah, is Hatton a more complete golfer? Potentially, but he might not have. He probably has a very similar ceiling and floor to Victor, and yeah, Victor is going to get it done in different ways. He's going to stripe the irons, while Hatton is going to be maybe not as hot with the irons, but he'll get it up and down more times than not. But at a golf course like this, I really think the iron play is going to be important, and I trust Victor Hovland to hit the irons more solidly than Hatton at $600 cheaper. So I don't necessarily love this 9K to 8.5 range because, like, yeah, Collins makes sense, but I'm going to go to Patrick at 81. Yeah, Hatton makes sense, but I'm going to go to Victor at 83. So I'm going to go with these guys towards the bottom of this 8K range, Victor and Patrick Cantlay. Totally out on Brooks. He's not playing great on live. Ball striking is unserious. So I'm going to stay there. Cantlay and Vic in the bottom of this 8K range. 7K range, this is where it gets fun. This is where you kind of make or break your lineups. We'll probably split this range into two. We got Russ Henley, 7,900. Actually, no, this range is smaller because there's a 5K range. So 7K range, we have Russ Henley, $7,900. Although I love Russ, on paper, makes a ton of sense. I worry about his ownership. I think you can just pivot up to Patrick Cantlay, pivot down to a guy like Hideki Matsuyama, who's going to get squeezed by Justin Rose. Justin Rose is already catching a ton of buzz, and Hideki Matsuyama, no matter what form he's in, when he's under the radar and cheap, he's always a great buy because we know what ceiling he could present. So I like Hideki the most in the 7K range. And towards the bottom and middle of the 7K range, Sepp Straka is going to be chalky, but he makes a ton of sense, and he's been great in opens of late, and he's having a great season. No reason why he can't play well here at $7,400. Towards the bottom, I think this is a perfect golf course for Corey Connors, but I don't love his incoming form and incoming situation because he's kind of coming in off of an injury and he hasn't been playing the best of golf of late. But if you're buying Corey Connors is generally like a 15% owned guy, generally a chalky guy. He's cheap and he's going to be under the radar this week. And although he's not coming in the best of form at $7,200, can he finish T9? 1,000%, and no one would be surprised if Corey Connors finished T9. So I think he's a really sneaky play in this situation. He played great in other majors this year, so I'm definitely like Corey Connors at $7,200. We're gonna get some Ryan Fox chalk at 71, and I don't know how much I like it. I'd prefer to go to a guy like Brian Harman who can hit a ton of greens and get hot on the greens and make a ton of putts like he did a few years ago. So I like Brian Harman down here. I like Sepp Straka, like I said, Corey Connors, like I said, and towards the middle, Hideki Matsuyama, fading that Justin Rose chalk, fading that Russell Henley chalk. We got two more ranges, 6K range and 5K range. Before we get there, quickly, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, and we're giving away $15 million in prizes. No arguments about trade. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great way to play pick'em. Sign up with code GOLF SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code GOLF SGPN. Okay, 6K range. Aaron Rai, Chris Gotterup, JJ Spawn lead the way. Also, Minwoo Lee, Sungjae Am are all $6,900. You have to pick one guy at $6,900. Why wouldn't it be JJ Spawn? Yeah, he's coming off of the US Open, potentially a little bit of a hangover. He had his hangover at the Travelers. But if there is ever a spot for JJ Spawn to go back-to-back winning majors, it would be here. This is honestly a great golf course for JJ Spawn. And he's proven to get into the mix multiple times this year, multiple styles of golf courses, and looks the part. I think JJ Spawn's a great play. I think he's a great price more than anything. Middle of this 6K range, Tony Finau, $6,800. He finished, I believe, T4 the last time it was around here. He's not in the best of form, but I think it's a great price for the ceiling he presents. I really like Daniel Berger at $6,600. He may get eviscerated on and potentially around the greens, but the ball striking that he's bringing into this event is otherworldly stuff. So I like Daniel Berger, $6,600 to keep that ball striking up. Towards the bottom of this 6K range, I don't mind Ricky Fowler, $6,500. I think it's a good golf course for him. One of the best major venues we've seen for Ricky in a long, long time. And then I really, really like Tom McKibben, $6,300. He's from Northern Ireland. He's played this golf course a ton of times. I believe he's playing with Padraig too, early on Thursday morning. Vibes should be high, should be a ton of support from Tom McKibben. And I think not saying it's a lock, but I might pick Tom McKibben for the low Northern Irish market. So I like him a lot, $6,300. Finally, my last pick in the 6K range is Bud Cauley, $6,100. Great track record at TPC Sawgrass, and I think this is a great comp for the week. Hit fairways, hit greens with middle irons. So Bud Cauley, $6,100 is my final pick for this 6K range. Let's wrap it up for the 5K range. If you went to Christopher Wrighton last week, why not go back to him this week? The dude is confident. The dude is hitting it well, and he's simply just like playing damn good golf, and it's a great price. I don't think he's going to be as chalky or popular as he was last week because although he played well in Scotland, he didn't like break any numbers, wasn't in any perfect lineup. So I think it's a good week to go back to Christopher Wrighton as well as Jordan Smith at $5,900. Jordan Smith could break tee to green records this week. He's going to hit every fairway. He's going to hit every green. But we know he has so little dog. I think it's a good play in the 5K range for sure. Also in the 5K range, Nico Echeverria, $5,700. Give the man a clean lie, and he's going to he might make multiple eagles from the fairway. I'd probably set that line at Echeverria eagles from the fairway at 3.5. He's a striper, hits it at the flag, knows nothing else. If he hits fairways at a high rate, Nicky Nations could play really, really well this week. So he's $5,700. Towards 55, it gets really, really bleak. Guys are going to go to Vegas because that PGA Championship performance, but it gets comically bleak down towards the bottom of this 5K range. I have to give you one name down here to really dumpster dive with, which if you're going with Scotty, I think you can. I'm going to go with Elvis Smiley. Elvis Smiley, $5,200, had a great showing at the Scottish Open last week, and he is having a good year, like a good year of golf. He won last year, didn't have his card or anything, got his card, got into these bigger events, and he's showing the part. So I'm down for Elvis Smiley at $5,100. And yeah, that about wraps it up. I think that's how deep you want to go if you want to dumpster dive. So any questions, you know where to find me. I hope you guys enjoy the week. I hope you guys enjoy the content, and I'll catch you guys next week for, I think, the 3M Open. So see you then. Peace out.